The Pacific Railroad Costa Rica was a railway line connecting the capital city of San José to the Pacific port city of Puntarenas, 116 kilometers away. Initially opened in 1882, the line fell into disuse and apart from an urban section in San Jose, was eventually closed in 1995. As a bit of a low-key train geek with a strong interest in history, in particular Latin American history, and a lover of a good hike, I wanted to see if I could make it all the way to the Pacific along the abandoned line. Since 1995, the line has mostly been left abandoned, and this would represent some significant challenges for me, including creaking bridges where one slip, trip or fall would mean certain death, walking on the hard ballast in extreme heat through dense jungle, all whilst avoiding aggressive dogs, shifty iguanas, and even a goose that decided to chase me. This was to be one of the hardest, most uncertain hikes I've ever done. This is part one of hiking the Pacific Railroad of Costa Rica. Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to San Jose, Costa Rica. More specifically, the Pacific Railway Station. This station here is the start of an epic 116 kilometer journey to Puntarenas, which is on the western coast, on the Pacific coast of Costa Rica. Unfortunately, the trains don't go that far anymore, at least not for passengers. Nowadays, the train only goes 14 kilometers to the Estación de Belen, which is in the suburbs of San Jose. So we're going to get that train today, and then we're going to walk the rest. We're going to walk from the 14 kilometer mark at Estación de Belen all the way to Puntarenas on the railway track, which I don't even know if it's still in use or not. I don't know if freight trains are still using it. I've been told that they are, but I've also been told that the track has fallen into complete disrepair and it's unusable. So I don't know what to believe. Every bit of information I've looked for online is conflicting. Everyone I've spoken to has told me something different. So we'll find out as we go along. This should be an epic adventure, guys. Come join me. We've got a bit of time before our train, so let's have a little look around the station. So it's all quite quaint in a dilapidated sort of way. The tiles look pretty old and tired. This whole area, to be honest, it's a bit outside of the city centre, and you can see the tin roofs and the clapboard houses around here. You see the track runs through the city as well, through the streets. The trains don't run all day, only really in rush hour, a few in the morning and a few in the afternoon. The first one in the afternoon leaves at 3 o'clock, and that's the one we're hoping to take. And so this would have been the first electric train to run around Costa Rica, not the specific one, but the model of the first one, and it was actually a German train, constructed in Germany in the year 1929, between the two world wars. It's amazing how much those Germans got up to back in that age. It seems like any train station around the world, you've got your dodgy characters hanging about outside. I asked the security guard if I'd go up to the second floor and he said no. For the train geeks out there, these are diesel units from Renfe, Spain, and GE General Electric from the USA. And this unit's going the other direction. I believe this one is going to the Estación del Atlántico, the Atlantic station. The train left dead on 3:15 and slowly made its way through the gritty San Jose suburbs, past Sabina Park and the National Football Stadium. We then made our way past the office blocks, through some industrial areas and through some residential areas. I was quite pleased to not be walking through this densely populated section, especially as we passed this rubbish tip. Thankfully, the route did become a bit more scenic as we went along. And look at this welcome we received as we arrived into Belen station. Alright guys, that is it. We are here in Belen and that's the easy part done. That's all the work we've got to do today. There's the train we just got off of and we're going to be staying here in Belen for the night before we start the walk-in tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning everyone. I'm just about to say goodbye to this really quite nice hotel room. It's very quiet here, slept very well, apart from the occasional plane going overhead. The airport is nearby. Just thought I'd show you guys, because I get asked this sometimes, what I'm taking with me on this trip. Not very much, I'm very minimalist. So we've got 2 heavy duty power banks, sunblock, repellent, and this is like a rain jacket in a bag, towel, some changes of clothes, a bivvy bag, the sleeping mat, and here we've got the marshmallows as they call them here, marshmallows, banana and chocolate flavour, fruit, popcorn, some sachets here of shampoo and soap, real Snickers and fake Snickers. And for those of you Brits watching, you might remember this stuff as bread pudding. They call it boudin over here. Well, that's going to be my breakfast along with this pineapple pop drink. Very healthy. Need the sugar while you're walking. So I'm going to munch that, have that for my breakfast. We'll get on the road. Well, here we are folks, 14 kilometers from San Jose, 102 to Puntarenas, our endpoint. At least 102 for us, because I'm not sure we can walk all the way along the line. We're going to find out as we go. This is it, the beginning of the hike. Let's go. 6% of the biodiversity of the world you find in Costa Rica. And San Antonio de Belen, where we are now, feels like pretty much any other commuter town in the world. A nice church, quite busy, and what you'll see here is that the railway track runs alongside the road. And I think that's going to be the case for quite a big chunk of this walk. On paper, this should be a really easy walk. 100 or so kilometers is about 60 miles and I've got 4 days to do it. Plus, it's all downhill. So we're starting off at an altitude of about 1,000 meters above sea level and finishing at sea level. It's all downhill. So on paper, technically, it should be easy. I don't know why I'm looking to see if a train's coming. But I don't know if the whole thing's walkable. I don't know if we're going to be able to go on foot all the way along the train track. We might have to make some diversions, we might have to walk along some roads. We might even be bushwhacking for certain areas through thick jungle. I don't know. I feel so unprepared and unorganised. Despite my best efforts, it's just really hard to find information about this walk because nobody's done it. Well, someone might have done it, but nobody's documented it online. But the lack of organisation and the lack of preparedness makes it more exciting. It makes me a little bit nervous at the same time, I must admit. For example, I did not know that this bridge was here. And with a nice pedestrian section as well. I'm hoping there won't be too much of this walking on the ballast. Well, I hope there isn't a train along here anytime soon. Well, this is the first section that doesn't run along the road, and yeah, just gonna have to walk along the ballast here. Pretty soon we'll be getting away from San Jose and getting rid of sort of these eyesores. Nice little road bridge here. Well, there's definitely no freight trains running along this bit of track. Found my accommodation for the night. And this is the first station along the route, San Rafael. It actually looks like it's in pretty good condition. And I hope I find somewhere more comfortable to sleep in tonight than that. Oh. This is the Estación Ojo de Agua, or what's left of it. There's a lock on the door, and I've noticed some curtains as well, so I'm not sure, but I think someone might be living in there illegally, probably. Majorly overgrown on this side. Thankfully someone's put a path here, and they've even put like a little seat here. Oh, it's getting hot out here. I'm currently hopping from sleeper to sleeper to avoid the ballast. It's a shame when you think of all the work that went into this. It's just been left to rot like this. Nature taking over. I know the Costa Rican people would love to see this make a comeback. Alright, it's a lot less residential, a lot less urban now. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to give myself bad luck, and it's early days, but so far it's been a breeze. It's a little bit on the hot side, but apart from that, it's really nice going. There's a footpath alongside the track, which I was not expecting. And look at it, look at that blue sky, the countryside, the mountains over there, the mountains in the background. Yeah, this is nice. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's our first big bridge of the day. That's a long way down there. I don't know whether to jump from sleeper to sleeper or to walk along the outside bit. I'm thinking probably the outside part. I just hope there's not a huge gust of wind. I've gone with the sleepers. They seem pretty sturdy. Just taking it slowly. So much for the sleepers looking sturdy. Right, onto here I think. Jeez. Oh man, that's a big river down there. Alright, let's do this. Don't look down, just walk straight ahead. Guys, we're screwed. We're gonna have to turn back. All the sleepers are done in here, and it turns into that zigzaggy pattern there on the outside part on the rail there. The only way I'd be able to get across is walking along the actual rails in the middle which I'm not prepared to do. That's yeah, no, that's way too risky. So we're gonna have to turn back and find another way. Bugger. Well, thankfully we made it back onto terra firma. I really hope the other bridges aren't going to be like that one. That was scary. So we've got to go back, and we've got a road that we can sort of take all the way around. Adds a good few extra kilometers onto the journey. I kind of expected this kind of thing to happen, which is why I budgeted for 25 kilometers a day. So not only do we have to walk the long way around in the midday heat, we had a little close encounter there with an iguana. But we made it over to the other side. Here's the old station, here's the old bridge. Not much left of the station at all. Hallelujah, at last some shade. Lunchtime guys, we've got cannellonis, Costa Rican style, and a nice fruit juice drink. I don't actually know what fruit it is, but it tastes nice. And all right here by the train line. That was a pretty delicious meal guys, and it was only 3,500 colones, which is about $7 or £5.50. In Costa Rica, it's not that cheap, but if you find the places they call sodas, sodas in like the fizzy drink, those are the local restaurants where locals eat, and they're very good value for money. And generally, it's very healthy as well. We continue the walk. It's 32 degrees right now, and we've got, I think, about 12 or 15 kilometers left. I almost walked past this station without even seeing it. The station of San José. Look at it, it's tiny. I turned it into some kind of shrine in there now. Well, we are well off grid now. I would say well off the beaten track, but that would be inaccurate. Very green, very overgrown. The sleepers are knackered. It's a pretty good walk. Well, apparently this was a sign that once said something, and this here was a train platform, the Santa Rita train platform. Not much of it left now. I actually recognise this little section here. This is one of the few parts that is on Google Street View. This is the old Turcares station. One of the nicer ones so far. I do love these old clapboard houses. They remind me of those films you see as a kid, the old American films with the old mother drinking sweet tea on the porch. That means we are 33 kilometers from San Jose, which means we've done almost 20 kilometers today. Not far to go now. Just enjoying a rare moment where I've got a bit of tree cover and the clouds come over as well. You hear that hawk? one thing I've learnt today is that there is hardly any cover on this railway. It's sun just beating down on you, and as a result I've got a little bit of sunburn. I didn't put much sunblock on this morning. I won't make that same mistake tomorrow. Right, we're just coming up to our last station of the day, Cebadilla, and somewhere around here there should be a shop to get supplies for the evening. There it is, Super Cebadilla. Right, that's us all loaded up, ready to go, ready for the final push. It's good having long legs. That iguana, guys. He's a big boy. Another one scuttling off over there. He'll start nodding his head in a minute. I'll leave you in peace. These dogs have been the bane of my existence today. We're by one of the main roads right now, hence the placards. The track is just over there. We've almost reached our goal for the day. I can see it right up ahead. Yes, it's another sketchy railway bridge. Now I know for a fact that people walk across this, but to me it looks dodgy as hell. So you can see this is the kind of walkway that they've put in for pedestrians. But what you can see just ahead, Jesus, I'm risking my life here. What they've put here, look at it, look, it's fallen in, and they've put wooden boards in its place. I mean, come on. Oh, I don't know. And there is a pedestrian path on the road bridge, which is obviously going to be a hell of a lot safer. Oh, I don't know, guys, I don't know. It's even scarier when you look down. I mean, it's definitely doable. It's definitely doable. It's just scary. So in the last few miles there's been nowhere to camp. There's certainly nowhere up here. So just by the bridge here, let's have a little look up here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's just reading the sign up there. If we can find a little flat area here and then set up once it gets dark, we should be all right. Well, I thought I had a place figured out with a nice view of the bridge, but there are ants everywhere, red ants as well. Look at it, absolutely crawling with them. Gonna have to come up with something else. Well, they're just making it look easy. Latinos, eh? Do you know what, guys? We've got an hour and a half till sunset, and because there's nowhere to camp on this side of the bridge, and after seeing those kids go over, do you know what? Sod it. Let's just go for it. Let's do it. Let's cross this bridge. This is all right. This is fine, honestly. No problem. Look at that view. Wow. Unbelievably, it's just started to rain and get windy as well. Just what I need. Don't like that. All that. All these, Jesus. That was quite easily one of the scariest things I've ever done. Look at it, it's falling apart. If this was a bridge in the UK, it would have been closed down, it would have been demolished. Or at least it would be, you know, closed to the public. Crazy. Found a place to camp, guys. Down there. Right, it's a bit of a shithole, it needs a bit of tidying up, but look at that view. These guys just turned up with the kids from earlier with this weird contraption with a motor attached to it that fits a narrow gauge railway. You can get two people to sit in it and it actually goes across the bridge. Unfortunately, I had to delete the whole conversation due to YouTube copyright as they were playing loud music in the background. Absolutely mental, these people. I got settled, sort of, I sat down anyway, and then it started to rain heavier and there's no shelter in there. And then these guys showed up, so I thought, let's carry on looking for somewhere to camp. So they've got a museum here, guys, but unfortunately it's a bit late in the day now, so it's closed. Well folks, it is utterly miserable out here, and so I've wimped out. It's going to be like this all night apparently, and the only place I could find any shelter was down here under this roof, which isn't ideal because it's facing these houses for a start. So I've booked an apartment which is about a 40-minute walk away, so we're going to head up there and then start off again tomorrow morning back here in Atenas. Alright guys, I just got to my apartment, $40 for the night. Oh, I'm glad to be here. I'm absolutely soaked. I'm really tired, having bag issues. I've got hot drink making facilities here, which is absolutely perfect, just what I wanted. So I'm exhausted. I'm going to get my head down and I'll see you guys on the next video starting tomorrow.